Taipei-bound China Airlines flight was forced to make an emergency landing in Australia because of engine failure. The flight, which had taken off from Sydney, was diverted to Cairns. The Airbus A330 aircraft reported engine problems over Cape York. It was carrying more than 200 people. There are reports only one engine was functioning when the plane landed. The airline is investigating what went wrong.
Business news now. Twitter says it hopes to raise up to $1 billion in one of this year's most eagerly anticipated stock market debuts. The social networking site opened up its books for potential investors to study. They reveal the company has never made a profit since its inception in 2006, but its revenue is growing. It makes almost 90% of its money from advertising. Twitter has 220 million active users, up 44% from a year ago. That compares with 240 million for LinkedIn and 1.2 billion for Facebook. It's expected to set its IPO price in the second half of November.
And back locally, Hang Seng Bank has become the fifth creditor to sue former Chief Secretary Raphael Hui for unpaid debts. The bank filed a writ with the district court to claim $780,000 in credit card debt, overdraft payments, and interest. Three other banks and a finance company under Sun Hung Kai Properties have already sued Hui for money owed. One of them, Bank of East Asia, has also applied to the High Court to have him declared bankrupt. The former chief secretary is facing charges of corruption and misconduct in public office in one of the city's most high-profile graft cases, which also involves senior executives of Sun Hung Kai Properties. The trial will open in May at the High Court.
A concerned group is accusing the town planning board of ignoring dangers posed by a new septic tank that will be installed at the site of a proposed hotel on the Peak. The group has launched a campaign against the Lugard Road development plan. Ronnie Samtani has details.
The Alliance for a Beautiful Hong Kong says the town planning board should not have approved the hotel development plan on the Peak.
Major concern is the traffic. There will be more traffic on the road, on the trail, and that will put danger to the pedestrians. This is the major concern, and also the septic tank is necessary because there are this many people and there are no proper sewage built in that area.
Because the current site is not connected to the public sewage system, a new septic tank will need to be installed to cater to guests and employees at the hotel. The developer has proposed that a large septic tank to process 20,000 liters of sewage produced each day be installed on the slope next to the mansion. But the concerned group fears that residue from the septic tank will leak down the slope and affect the walking trail and country park. The group has launched a campaign against the project and is hoping to secure 100,000 signatures from the public in support. Lugard Road is the first section of the Hong Kong Trail and was ranked as one of the top 10 walking trails in the world by Lonely Planet. Despite objections from local residents about pedestrian safety, the town planning board recently approved plans to convert the Grade 2 historic building into a boutique hotel. Because of a landslide in 2006, this slope was cemented down, and so any water leakage from the septic tank won't be absorbed. Instead, it may trickle down into the Pak Fu Lam Country Park below. Ronnie Samtani, TVB News.
Many parents lining up for kindergarten spots in North District got upset today when they realized they hadn't queued up early enough. Here's Diane Toh.
This kindergarten in Fanling stated early on that only 150 application forms would be given out. This mainland mum, one of more than 200 people in line, had been here for a few nights already. Complaining that the application process is dragged out too long, she said she had no choice because if she didn't come early, she wouldn't get a form. This elderly man queuing for his grandson said he never expected Hong Kong residents would have to fight for a spot too. When school staff came to give out the forms to the first 150 people in line, the rest of the crowd got rather upset. The principal said the school's decision not to give out more forms is aimed at not putting pressure on the kids who may not make the cut. But many parents still stayed behind, hoping the kindergarten would change its mind and give them a chance. The school ended up giving them waiting list forms. Another kindergarten in Shengshui will give out application forms tomorrow, but already there were hundreds of people lining up outside this morning. This parent said people were offering to queue for them for money. The man said he would do it for $800, and I said $800 is too expensive. Secretary for Education Eddie Ng visited the area this afternoon to check on the situation. He called on the kindergartens to offer online application forms to make it easier for parents. But with concerns raised that schools may not have the manpower to handle a huge number of online applications, Ng promised to discuss with the kindergarten sector next week on how to improve the enrollment process. Diane To, TVB News.
All right, Chris, I see you have a little bit of this and a little bit of that for us tonight.
Yeah, and a little bit of reality for the Pittsburgh Pirates to start us. St. Louis beat the Pirates 9-1 in the opening game of their National League Division Series. As Jamison Wong shows us, the Cards batters put this one away with a big inning.
Here's the 2-1.
The St. Louis Cardinals exploded for 7 runs in the third inning. Carlos Beltran homered with 2 on to stake St. Louis to a 3-0 lead. Starter Adam Wainwright went 7 innings and gave up just 3 hits. Pittsburgh scoring their lone run on a home run by Pedro Alvarez. The final score 9-1. The series stays in St. Louis for Game 2.
He gets 2 this inning, a 1-2-3.
In the other National League Division Series, the LA Dodgers routed the Atlanta Braves 6-1 at Turner Field. Clayton Kershaw struck out 12 batters in 7 innings. The Dodger ace had a record of 16-9 with a 1.83 ERA during the regular season. The division series is a best-of-5. Jamison Wong, TVB News.
The United States has a 1-point lead after the first day of the President's Cup in Ohio. In one of the marquee matchups, that is, American Tiger Woods and Matt Kuchar defeated the international team of Angel Cabrera and Mark Leishman 5-4. The tournament's much like the Ryder Cup. However, in the President's Cup, the United States is matched up against the best golfers from outside Europe. The U.S. has dominated the competition, winning 7 of the 9 events played so far. Tennis, and Rafael Nadal defeated Italian Fabio Fognini in 3 sets to advance to the semifinals of the China Open in Beijing. Nadal dropped the first 2 but rallied to take the next 2. The scores were 2-6, 6-4, and 6-1. The Spaniard will next play either American John Isner or Czech Thomas Berdych. If Nadal wins his next match, he is guaranteed a return to the top spot in the world rankings. The National Hockey League, Alex Ovechkin led the Washington Capitals over the Calgary Flames 5-4 in a shootout. Ovechkin had 2 goals and an assist. He also scored in the shootout. Michael Neuvirth replaced an ineffective Braden Holtby, and he made 27 saves for the win.
And that's a wrap of our news. Have a happy weekend, everyone.
Good night.
Good evening. The weather was mainly fine and dry, and as tonight's situation chart shows, a dry northeast monsoon is bringing generally fine weather to southern China. Today's temperatures ranged from 24.7 to 29.4 degrees, and the relative humidity was between 56 to 80%, moderate east to northeasterly winds. The current temperature is now 26 degrees Celsius, with the relative humidity standing at 76%. So Freddie, how's the weather tomorrow? It will be mainly fine tonight, but there will be 1 or 2 rain patches overnight and tomorrow morning. The minimum temperature will be about 24 degrees. It will be dry during the day tomorrow with a maximum temperature of around 30 degrees. It will be fine and dry on Sunday. Tomorrow's API is forecast at 60 to 135, and the pollution level will range from high to very high. And the maximum UV index forecast for tomorrow will be about 8. And here's the latest global weather update. Cloudy in Shanghai and Xiamen, rain in Taipei. Sunny in Guangzhou and Macau, showers in Chengdu. Sunny in Beijing and Seoul, showers in Tokyo. Thunderstorms in Bangkok, rain in Ho Chi Minh City, showers in Manila. Showers in Kuala Lumpur, thunderstorms in Singapore, showers in Jakarta. Bright in New Delhi, sunny in Karachi, showers in Mumbai. Bright in Cairo. Sunny in Brisbane, bright in Sydney, showers in Melbourne, bright in Auckland. Cloudy in Toronto. Cloudy in Vancouver, sunny in San Francisco and Los Angeles. Cloudy in London, showers in Frankfurt and Zurich. And that's the weather. Have a lovely evening.